Hi guys, Hank Pretz here. I'm out at the Courtney Campbell Causeway today. It's mid-morning on a Saturday. Usually the time I'm coming back in, not when I'm going out. Put a new seat in my kayak. So I want to try the new seat out. This is a 2014 Hobie Outback. It's last year they made what they call the soft seat. 2015 they started making the hard seat, which sets you higher up. So I got this seat from Bass Pro Shops. It's an Ascend. Modified it to fit my kayak, and we're going to see how it works out. We'll see what happens, folks. Well, it's back to the drawing board for the seat. Felt really great. Sit up a little bit higher. Pedaling felt a little different, but a little easier. I think I'm going to really like it. But the rubber clamps I used on the bottom, screws pulled through the holes of the rubber clamp. It's too soft. So I'm going to have to modify that a little bit. And next chance I get, we'll see if we can fix it. Well, let's do a little exploring here. Thankfully, I brought my old seat because I knew it was a test run. Well, I'm back, and I'm happy to say after a trip back to the drawing board, my seat modification worked out very well. It was quite a success. I love it. It's solid. It's better on the back, better on the seat. It's not too high, not too low. Gonna go out to the island here, fish a little bit, then I'll come back. I'll stop at the island here and I'll show you guys how I did it. All right, I'm back on the island. I'll take the time now to show you what I did with the seat. Now this is for a Hobie Outback 2014 or older. Okay, this is the seat here. It's from Bass Pro Shops. It's called an Ascend, $89.99. And I'll show you what I did with it. Let's start with the kayak. The only modifications I made to the kayak was I put these two straps in. They're called FIST, F-I-S-T clamps. They're made of rubber. Now why it failed the first time was I didn't have this metal on here. I just used the screws and the washers, and the force of pedaling pulled the rubber over the heads of the screws. So to correct that problem, I installed these little pieces of aluminum. Now this is just an aluminum strip about 3 foot long. You can get at Home Depot for about $3. Then I also installed one on the back here. Now that's all the modifications I made to the kayak. I looked on YouTube for quite a long time at different ways everybody was doing it, and I saw some good ideas, but I wasn't crazy about any of them that I saw. Most of them put a bar across the back of the seat, across here, and let that bar sit on top of the kayak. Well, that picked the seat up way too high. Okay, they also left the back of this on, which came out like this and around. Now the problem I had with that was they put rubber mounts down here, which meant they had to drill holes in here. Now I had no problem drilling holes here because we're way above the water line. And this being rubber, it's never going to leak. But down here, there's water in there all the time because of the scupper holes. There's no way I was drilling holes down there. Another reason why I couldn't leave this piece on here is, number one, it took up too much room. Number two, I wouldn't have been able to put my live well in, because the live well uses these two scupper holes here as the intake and the outtake of the water. Okay, so what I did is I cut it off right there, but I still needed some support here, so I put this bar across here. Now all this is a piece of aluminum tubing. You can get at Home Depot, costs you about 10 bucks, and a 1/4 inch piece of all thread that goes through it with a nut on each end, and they put the stability back into the chair. The reason I put these end caps on was so when you stop somewhere to eat lunch or something like this, you could take it out of the kayak and use it on land. Now the metal on the sides of the seat sit right in here. So that's where the weight's being held. There's really no weight back in here. All right. The reason it failed the first time was when I would pedal, it would try to slide back ever so slightly. Because all the pressure was on the back of the seat, it would pick up the front, and that's what pulled those straps out. When I thought about the original soft seat and what made that so strong was it's almost a complete strap from this holder around to this holder, and that's the only thing holding the seat. So that's how I was able to figure out this modification on the new seat. When I took a good look at this chair, I realized it has one strap. It comes down here, goes through the material of the seat, comes back out, and goes to this side of the chair. So you only have one adjustment. So then I came up with the idea to get two of these clips, just like the Hobie soft seat has. I took the strap out so I can fish these on, put the strap back on, and now these connect to the same place the soft seat did. They hook right here on both sides. Take it out. Just unstrap it. And that's it. Now the original Hobie soft seat wasn't bad. Especially because I used the Hobie air cushion underneath it. But I could tell you there's a world of difference between the hard seat and the soft seat. The flexibility, I've been able to adjust the back, sitting up a little higher. You can store stuff under the seat. Makes it easier getting in and out of the kayak. I've seen no difference as far as the stability of the kayak. which was my main concern about putting it too high. I end up out there in some pretty rough water sometimes and didn't want to have to be worrying about that. Did I feel a difference? Maybe for the first 10 minutes. After that, I couldn't tell any difference at all. It was just subtle things like pedaling. I had to move my settings on my pedals back 3 notches because I'm sitting back a little further. But other than that, yeah, I'm really going to like it. I'm going to do about 4 miles here today before I get back in it, and it's going to make a big difference. So if you have an older Hobie, I highly suggest that you do it. Between the seat and the other parts, talking a little over $100, but well worth it. I mean, just the air cushion alone for a Hobie soft seat's $50. So it's a good investment. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps somebody out.